Yesterday we talked about two different techniques for when you get home from work so you could decompress and have a better evening, whether that meant working or just spending time with friends or family. One of those is meditation, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So really, you can talk about meditation, in my opinion, from two different aspects. We can talk about using meditation just to get the most out of our day, or we can talk about it from a more spiritual perspective. Today we're going to talk about it for more of a wellness and just getting the most out of our day and kind of for mental health. So when I recommended using this when you guys get home from work, the reason we want to do that is to change our brainwave state. So to kind of lower ourselves down. And what I mean by that is when we're stressed out, our brainwave, we get into what's called high beta. That's a really fast brainwave that's really analytical. So if you've had some problems throughout the day and you find yourself really ruminating on those problems, and then you come home and you vent to your loved one or your spouse and you really relive all those same problems, that's not healthy, because we talked about in the mindfulness video, what is that? Really, when you're creating those neural pathways, the more we fire those neurons together, the more they wire together. So if you have a bad experience at work and then you ruminate about it all day, you're just getting angry and thinking about all the different scenarios, and then you go and talk about it to someone else or you vent to everyone else you talk to, you're going to continue to fire those same neurons and live that same experience. So by taking this time when you get home to meditate and drop down into a more creative state, look at some of your problems from a different perspective, it's going to allow you to A, let go of some of those things, B, maybe solve some of the problems by seeing it in a different perspective, and C, not carry over those issues into your next day. Because you don't want to have things like that build and build and build, because that's constantly wearing down and eroding your willpower. It's going to be harder for you to get things done. So what I'd recommend when you get home, find a quiet place. If you live in a house and you have kids and you have a wife or husband, talk with them beforehand and see, okay, I want to spend 10 or 15 minutes to myself so I can be more present with everyone else after this. Get in a quiet room. I would recommend wearing headphones, especially if you're new to meditating. You might want to try to use an app. The one that I use or recommend is called brain.fm. Another popular one is called Calm. I really like brain.fm because it has a good guided meditation. They also do unguided. There's a lot of different options. But these meditations use what are called binaural beats. That's when you're listening to two different frequencies, and that'll put your brain into specific brainwave states. So if you're trying to focus or you're trying to be creative, depending on what you're trying to do, or even if you're trying to sleep, it's going to help sync up to that brainwave. So you're really going to achieve those things a lot easier, a lot faster. But it's a great way to meditate. So put the headphones in, get into a comfortable position in a place where no one's going to bother you. And I would start by just trying to clear your mind. The guided meditations are great because you can really practice listening to just what that person's saying and nothing else. Once you've done that for a little while and you get comfortable with doing that, I would say the next progression is try to do an unguided meditation and work on just not thinking about anything. When you have thoughts coming to your mind, kind of pinning those on a cloud, letting them go, reminding yourself that all you're going to do right now is sit and be quiet. It's like training a dog. You're getting your conscious mind to control your body. So you're fighting those impulses to get up and move and go do something. You don't need to always be doing, and we want to be a human being, not a human doing. So start to add meditation into your practice daily. I definitely recommend doing it in the morning when you first wake up. That's an easier time to alter those brain waves, but definitely try this tip at the end of your day and see how your evenings go. I'll see you guys tomorrow.